This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
Well,
And if I accidentally uploaded the clip before this, you guys can correct me because it's like 3 seconds and it's just, oh, whoops. Hopefully I didn't upload that. But if I did,
whoops,
you
I
want
don't
to
have
see
a
this
shirt
video in the
on.
first place. So here we go. Cucumber Men having fun. Review Tech
Cucumber,
USA.
man, what the hell are you talking about?
Review Tech USA's ridiculous titles for his live streams, like
Oh,
two
okay.
men and a cucumber having a good time, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. All
Or
right,
the
so
horse stuff, yeah.
yeah, so this is the year 2004, and right along with that kind of humor, Will's got a great game he's going to be talking about in just a minute here. But tell us in the comment section below what your favorite games from 2004 are. Here's Will's first one. I
Yeah,
think it should
so
be obvious.
I cheated again this year, and I picked two. And obviously, yeah, this will be obvious. Halo 2. Like, what other game could I really pick for my number one choice?
Finishing this fight.
Yeah. The thing is, so, like, this was the first game I actually was hyped about. This is the first game that I actually saw a trailer for. And, like, I was excited for it to release. So I actually had a kid in my class where his dad worked for Microsoft. So he told me that they were working on Halo 2 like years before it was announced, and it blew my mind. And then after he told me that, I was like, "There's no way they're making another one." I saw myself blow up the Halo ring, and then I saw that trailer where he's like, he had like little mission parameters, and it's like, destroy the Covenant, blah blah blah, like and then save humanity is like dot dot dot, like in progress. You know what trailer I'm talking about.
I think so.
And he's like in the elevator in his ship, and he gets shot out into space. Oh my gosh, that was hype overload for me as a young kid. And then I remember when I first saw like the multiplayer trailer, I was so confused. I was like, "What is this? Did they clone the Master Chief? Do I have to fight the Master Chief? That's the main enemy now?" And like, my brother's like, "That's the multiplayer, you freaking idiot." I was, and the thing is, like, even if they said that, I was like, "You guys are wrong. They totally took my DNA in the last game, and they made a bunch of me. They're gonna be evil Master Chiefs."
Oh
But
my
no, it
God.
was just the multiplayer. And the thing is, speaking of that, oh my gosh, that revolutionized multiplayer, and it made Xbox Live. Without that, I don't think there really would be an Xbox Live. It really like pioneered a lot of the tools, a lot of the systems, a lot of the setup for that, and basically every game that you play now on Xbox Live, or really on a online service in general, really owes a lot of its methodology back to this game, a lot of its legacy. Um, and although it ended on a terrible cliffhanger, and also introduced the Arbiter, which at first I was upset about. When I first played through, I was upset that I wasn't just playing as Master Chief. I've come to love the Arbiter, but at that time I was upset. And the flappy plant grave mine, that was so confusing for a kid. But it's a great game. There's so much charm. There are so many great additions. Like dual wielding was so much fun. All the new weapon
Triple wielding.
variants. Say it again.
The triple wielding.
Yeah, I never did the triple wielding, but the one where you're shooting at your crotch, Chris likes to bring it up. And it was great. The added mythology of the Covenant, going back to a Halo ring, it was really cool. And then moving on to my next favorite game for that year is Fable, and again the same thing. These are some of the like foundation games for all of my gaming experience. Like these two games really shaped my love for video gaming. Fable was my first RPG, and I realized it's probably like the simplest RPG ever made. And like people who really play RPGs are like this is your number one, Will, really? But yeah, it totally is. I love it. It's so goofy. It has that dry British humor. I really like Monty Python shows, so that's like the entire humor is that dry British humor. And it's essentially like one big spoof of Monty Python. And the quest system was great. The boasting system was really good. It was a very simplistic story. I love the morality system where like actually like your decisions kind of reflect on your own body. So if you're evil, you grow horns. And you have these flies that like fly around you. If you're good, you get the Halo ring. And the weapons are all like in this game they're disproportionately large. So the cleaver is gigantic. Looks nothing like a cleaver, but I love playing with the cleaver. That's great. And yeah, and there's nothing I can say about Halo or Fable other than the fact that I can't wait for the new one, and I hope it plays more and looks more like this one than the later ones.
Yeah, I like Fable, but I got into it with Fable 2, so we'll get into that
I
later.
love Fable 2 too as well, but
We'll talk about that
uh,
one later. I'm sure it'll come up.
maybe.
My favorite game, if you take away Halo 2 and Fable from 2004, is Metroid Zero Mission. And this is another instance where a game that came out in 2004 was a game I ended up playing in like 2016, 2017 time frame. So kind of cheating, but it is from 2004, and I love this game. I would never go back and play OG Metroid, but this makes, and they did that bonus. I don't know if you've played that, you haven't played this one, but there's a bonus mission where you start out with no you basically lose your entire suit, and you have to play through an entire mission of this game with no suit. That's where Zero Suit Samus comes in from Metroid Zero Mission.
Yeah.
And that is hard. That's really challenging because you actually have to do some sneaking and not alerting enemies, and the AI is really good at finding you, so it's quite difficult. But I really enjoyed this game. Like, it was a great experience for me to play a 2D side-scrolling Metroid on the Game Boy Advance, which is something I hadn't really done. I'd really only played Metroid Prime before I played this, and I really enjoyed the Metroid Prime trilogy. Other than the Wii waggle controls, not a fan of Wii controls, even with a shooter mix. But
I remember the first time I goodness gracious, played Metroid Prime on the GameCube, and I was just thinking, like, why is she getting into a ball? It's like, this is such a weird mechanic.
It lets you squeeze into small places.
I totally get it now. Like, I understand the legacy and everything. Like, it's a Metroid Prime or Metroid mechanic, but at the time I didn't know.
But this game is really great. If you've never played a Metroid game and you want to try one, this is a perfect game to start with. It's not too hard. It's not too easy. It's very much a Metroid game in every instance of the franchise. Like, you cannot get around what this is. It represents the series well. On the other hand, if you try and go from a 3D to this, not so sure you're gonna have the same experience, because people that like 3D games tend to like the Metroid Prime series and don't like this series, but people that like this series tend to not like Metroid Prime. I'm in that weird camp where I kind of like both.
I get that.
Anyways, that's it. I love Metroid Zero Mission. Great game. And if you like a different game from 2004, please comment down below. As always, I'm Chris.
And I'm Will.
And we will see you
On next CHRILLCAST. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.